What I think is interesting, honestly, about George Lucas is that he has a lot of creativity and imagination when it comes to world building. You just look at all the ideas he come up with for Star Wars, and you can see that he's a very talented world builder. He's lot of creativity and imagination to him. He's good at coming up with lore and mythology for a fictional universe, but I think he's not as good at actually directing. For one thing, George Lucas is famous for not being an actor's director. Even when you look at the original trilogy, some of the some of the actors or actresses are playing the three main characters in those movies have openly made fun of George Lucas for his dialogue. Famously, Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford literally said, "I've thought before that I would love to tie George Lucas to a chair and make him say his own lines of dialogue." And one of them also famously said, "Hey George, you can write these lines on paper. You can't actually say them." And when you look at the prequels, I think you can clearly see George Lucas's limitations, see what things he's not skilled at, because those movies I think suffer from wooden acting and bad dialogue, and also they suffer from over reliance on CGI, which causes the movies to not age well, look considerably dated. Also, too much focus on politics. Anakin being really unlikable in Attack of the Clones, very stupid in Revenge of the Sith, and annoying in The Phantom Menace. Now, to be clear, I think that people have not always remembered that the problem here isn't the actors. It's not Jake Lloyd or Hayden Christensen. The problem is George Lucas not directing them well. So I think when you look at it, you see that George Lucas is a great world builder, not a great director. He's not good at telling, at actually writing a script, at working with the actors. Those are his big limitations. And you see that with the prequels, because there are a lot of writing issues in those films. There's characters that are very annoying, like Jar Jar Binks, and I think that I think George Lucas is a really interesting guy, to be honest.